Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington NFL channel. Good to be back. Sorry about last week. Got technical problems in my studio again. Going to get that resolved soon. It will be resolved in December. There will be no video for week 12. I'm out of state visiting my granddaughter for Thanksgiving. Unless I can figure out how to do it on my cell phone, I might put up some Mickey Mouse ticky-tack video real quick with my picks. Other than that, if I can't do the video, I'll just put my picks online with Fish Saying's Hilton Contest Super Simulator. Thank you, Fish Saying. But can you make the whole graphic though, Fish Saying? I can't read the numbers. I had to get somebody. We tried to read the numbers off your site, off the pregame.com. Some of the numbers are on the right-hand side. Are really hard to see with the point spreads. But anyway, thank you anyway. Maybe I'll scratch it. I don't want Fish Saying to think I'm upset with them, because I'm not. So last week was a disaster, and this is take 3. Let me read it to you in case it comes up again. Buffer overflow. Recording was stopped. I'm a film school graduate from 2014, and I've been dabbling in video and media all my adult life, and I've never seen this before. So I must have a unique memory card or a camera or something. Well, anyway, 1 win, 4 losses. I've got off my track. I had gotten at least 2 right every week. I was treading water, and now I'm underwater, and I'm probably not going to be able to place in the contest this year. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to pretend I'm in the running. I'm going full speed ahead. I mean, you guys got to knock me out to get rid of me. I'm going to do my old formula I did years ago. 2 chalk and 2 pups. 2 chalk, 2 underdogs. 2 Goliath favorites, 2 underdogs. Rise from the bottom. To the picks. Okay, pick number 1. Against my better judgment, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins plus 9.5. And the super contest, the lines were fixed, as we all know that. Now, here on discovers.com, it was 10. Now, I got a guy always sure text me, it's 10.5. You got 11 somewhere. One book's got it somewhere, 11. So now the line's climbing. So maybe I made a bad pick, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going to tell you why. It's a division rivalry game. Miami fired their general manager, and they gave this, what's his name, this McDaniel, whatever his name is, a vote of confidence. Maybe they'll play harder. Maybe they'll pull a rabbit out of their hat. So really quick here, I'll pull this up here. I got the last 10 meetings between Buffalo and Miami. It's a division rivalry. And you can see the result column. Buffalo's won straight up last night at 10. And a couple of them, they beat the hell out of them. But the last 4 times they were in Miami, they covered 3 out of the 4. There's hope. And then they got a touchdown, left Miami with, I don't know, 10 seconds, wherever it was. But at least I got the cover, but I should have won everything. Ghost of Shades Past. I need 3 underdogs, and this was the 3rd underdog. The next game, it's a chalk. I'm taking the chalk. I'm taking Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 2.5, and against New England Patriots. I'm going to make comments about some games, and if you can get some insight, I'm trying to help you guys, get you to see how things work. Everybody knows I'm a New England Patriots fan because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Okay, and to a degree, Gronkowski. I just love those guys. They were great. Gronkowski was so great that Tom Brady talked him out of retirement to play 1 year for Tampa Bay Bucks and they won the Super Bowl. So the Gronk is special. The Gronk is great. The Gronk went downhill when there was a glitch when the Patriots were beating the hell out of somebody and they needed an extra point team come out. And Belichick pointed to Gronkowski, go, get out there, let's go before we get a penalty. And he was always worried about the penalty all the time. And Gronkowski broke his arm. And he was never the same after that. I know what you're thinking. He wasn't quite the same. And I blame Belichick for that, for being careless. They should have said somebody else, and you don't send your star all the time. Tight end. But anyway, so New England had covered the spread 5 in a row. I thought, you know what, I'm going to ride them this week. Yeah. And Falcons, Penix might not play. Yeah, well, Penix didn't play like the first 3 quarters, but let me tell you, I like what I saw out of Penix in that 4th quarter. This Coward guy, Colin Coward. My Atlanta's only 1 for 10 on 3rd down. Well, there's a 4th down. What were they on 4th down? They were pretty good on 4th down, weren't they? And they got this guy that kept making his one-handed catches and stuff, you know. And Vrabel's a good coach, but New England stopped on. New England played like they were supposed to play in a sense. They've overachieved, in my opinion. A lot of other people's opinions, not just mine. So I'm going against New England this week because I didn't like. This Drake May, he came down to earth. You know, this Drake May's the next Tom Brady, and they had me believe in it. And there was a metric. Drake May, he's the 3rd person in NFL history to do it. And I forgot what that metric is, but I wrote it down, and my wife said I got the notes. I'll put the notes somewhere in her car instead of my car. So I'll have to go get those notes. I should have got them for the video. I promise I'll have them for you. I'll have that metric as soon as I get it. But it was a great metric. Drake May is the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to do something in so many games or something. And the other 2 were greats. But you know what? He looked like shit. They were way up on the Falcons, and they were looking good. They were playing where they were supposed to play, and they kind of coasted. Now, Vrabel's stuck in a tough spot when the team's up like that. Do you get on their ass and have them guys throw the game, or do you just nudge them? So Vrabel, he nudged them. Okay, Belichick, I'm not so sure. Probably not. But you got to remember, Vrabel's a Bill Belichick disciple. I'm telling you, Vrabel is the best thing that's happened to this team right now. And he's got that toughness, he's got that mental capacity, and he's making them play hard. And all reports are that the team is responding to him. That's only going to go so far with these rich, young, spoiled men. So Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, I told you, I said on one of the videos here a few weeks ago that during the Philadelphia game, Baker Mayfield went to go throw to the right out of the pocket, and he threw some kind of pass that was intercepted. I think it was the first interception of the year. If you have rewind and you watch this play again, you'll see the Eagle take a shot at Baker Mayfield and tackle him low. It should have been a 15-yard penalty. And Baker, wasn't the same. But they're saying now that he's healed now, he's had a week off. And I just think the Bucs got more talent than New England does. I mean, it hurts me to say that, but we're here to pick winners, folks. We're here to pick winners. And it's a good chalk move. And I think New England just riding too high. And I think on this side here, it's got Tampa Bay getting 69% of the tickets and New England 31%. I looked on Sports Insights. I think it's the other way around. And let me pull it up here to make sure I'm right. The 10th biggest play in NFL Top Public Bets got New England Patriots 61%. So let me scroll down here really quick. I won't take a lot of your time. And by God, it's got New England 61 versus Tampa Bay 39. So I don't know who to believe here. But anyway, nevertheless, I mean, we're going to take the Tampa Bay Bucs. But the Tampa Bay lineup is more important than anything else. Are they getting key players back? Is Bucky Irving coming back? I'm not so sure about Mike Evans, but I just kind of blocked him out of my mind every time I bet against Tampa Bay because they can't win a game without Mike Evans, and they beat me 2 in a row. So, but I'm gonna jump on Tampa Bay one more time and give them a chance. If it was 3.5, I might hesitate, but 2.5, they win by 3, I'm good. Let's go to the next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars at Houston Texans. Well, here on the Soup Simulator, we're getting a point. Houston, they're 3-5. They're 2-2 at home. They've lost 2 at home. They lost heartbreaker to the Broncos. C.J. Stroud got hurt, the main quarterback, and this David Mills. I mean, I think I could come out of retirement and do better than that guy. And that's saying a lot. But Jacksonville, they're pretty decent. They're 2-1 on the road. That's not bad. But I cannot and will not get behind this Trevor Lawrence. I can't do it. I'm going to go with the better defense, and it's a must-win because they're both trying to keep pace with the Colts, and the Colts come off of a loss, right? And that was my only winner last week. I had the Steelers last week. They had 6 turnovers and only won by 7. So the Colts' offense is still pretty good. Daniel Jones got his composure in the fourth quarter and started making a comeback, and I was getting a little worried. They sent that game in overtime, and they could score a touchdown. I lose. Then I go 0-5. Well, anyway, I'm just not impressed with Jacksonville. They're missing something, and I think Trevor Lawrence has hit his ceiling. I'm just not impressed with him. I can't get behind him. Now David Mills is gonna, as far as from what my Houston Texans friend told me, that this is David Mills' very first actual start in his career. He's going to do everything he can to win this game. And the next couple of games, he might, I got this now, and the false confidence. I heard this many years ago. It's been proven for over and over again. It's, I think, 99% true that insurance companies keep track of accidents, fender benders, bad wrecks, deaths, flame, fire, whatever, off the bridge, in the water, up the air, whatever. The most accidents occur within 5 miles of your home. Why is that? Because you're not fully focused. I know where I'm going. Turn here and turn here. I don't need a cell phone. I don't need a Waze. And I never forgot that. And so for 20 years, one of my best friends was an insurance agent. He taught me a lot about the insurance business. I almost went to work for him. But something happened, and I decided it wasn't for me. And I made the right choice. David Mills, he's in uncharted territory. He's going to try to win for his team. They're home. Okay, I'll be right in. Yeah, I think Houston's going to do it. I got to hurry. The banging on the wall means dinner's ready. Pick number 4. We're taking the Los Angeles Rams. I'm pretty sure it's 4.5. We're taking the Rams. It's a rematch. One of the worst coach game I've ever seen. Sean McVay coach, when they got beat at home, they were either 8 or 9 or 10-point favorites, and I put them on the pregame.com, make your picks. It's just a fun thing to do. It doesn't cost anything. You're not gambling. It's just for bragging rights, and I got that one wrong on the money line. I was so mad. But one of those guys on the McKenzie for the works for RJ Bell and Fezzik on this podcast, he picked the 49ers, and he was pretty damn confident. I remember that. What made him be so confident that the 49ers were going to upset them at home with 6 starters out and 7 second stringers on the list too? They had 13 players out and won that game, beat the Rams at home. So this is a rematch. So the Rams were fighting for their division title. They lose this game, they could lose the division, because that means the 49ers swept them twice. It's hard to sweep a team twice. It happens, but I'm gambling that it's not going to happen in a spot, and I'm just got to hope that they can win the game. If they win the game, then they're more likely to cover the spread. Mac Jones, okay. I pulled the graphics up, but dinner's ready. I got to go. Let me get to the next pick. The last pick, we're going to take, even though it's the third biggest chalk public dog, the Steelers, we're going to take them anyway. And we're going to take the Steelers +3. The Chargers, the offensive line is banged up. I know Harbaugh's going to prepare for that, but Tomlin's got some few tricks up his sleeve too. If they can play like they did in the second half against the Colts in the strip sack Daniel Jones, if they can strip sack Justin Herbert, and Herbert's I think a little bit bigger than Daniel Jones. I mean, Herbert's a pretty strong guy. He's 6'5", and he's kind of built to the nines if you look at him right. But it can be done. I think the Pittsburgh, they simplified their defense, and they're 2 games ahead of the Ravens. Now, I'm not saying the Ravens are going to win this weekend. I mean, some people that I really respect are picking the Vikings to upset the Ravens. So I got off that game quick. I saw something I didn't like about the Ravens. I got my 2 chalk. I got the Rams and I got the Bucks. That's it. So I started looking for dogs, and these are the best dogs I came up with. And I'm going to close this video out by saying sorry about last week. I couldn't make it. There will be no video for week 12. I'll be in Portland unless I can figure out how to do it on the cell phone. Then I'll put one up there. So I was going to give some comments about some of these other games. I'm going to do it really quick here. Colts, Falcons, Colts 6.5 point chalk, but they're playing overseas. I'm done with these overseas games. Too much you're flipping the coin. And I honestly mean that. Not that I can't rise to that challenge, but you're just going to go 50-50 or worse. So the next game, Cleveland, the Jets. Cleveland can't move the ball, but the Jets, who's the quarterback for the Jets? They still haven't announced who the quarterback's going to be. How can you bet that game if you don't know who the quarterback's going to be? But if Justin Fields plays, I like their chances. When they got rid of Joe Flacco, they ruined that team. I'm sure half the offensive team, their coordinators and half the players, they just gave up. They bashed Joe Flacco. Okay, he played good enough to win week 1, but those 2 interceptions, they were bobbling interceptions by the stupid receivers, and the Bengals having to pick it all. They were right place, right there. Lucky interceptions for them. Joe Flacco had 6 interceptions when he was with the Cleveland Browns. 4 of them were these tipped balls up in the air, and they were just unlucky interceptions. You can't do anything about that. Joe Flacco is still a good quarterback, but they bash him because he's 41 years old, or how old he is. They just don't like Joe Flacco. They just don't like him, but I think he's great. I wish him the best of success. Now, they lost last week against the Bears. I'm surprised they haven't blamed Joe Flacco for it, but he got him 40-some points. They still lost. You can't blame Joe Flacco, folks. He's doing his job. I mean, and he had 2 days, 1 day of travel. I forgot why it took a whole day to get to the Bengals camp, but it took him all day to get there. So he didn't even go to the training rooms. He didn't go to their headquarters. They put him in a hotel, and then the next day he met him on the field. And they had 2 days learn the book, and he's doing okay. So good for you, Joe Flacco. Tell him to kiss your what. Really quick here, Baltimore, Minnesota. Baltimore's on a mission, but Minnesota, if they can get that defense going the way it's supposed to be getting, they just got to contain Lamar Jackson. I mean, I want Baltimore to win this game, but I'm also a handicapper. I want to help you guys more than I want to win. I'd be very careful with this game. It's either the dog or pass, and Baltimore's getting a lot of the money. They're getting 62% of the money versus 38% for the Vikings. I got to go with the Vikings. I don't like the Vikings. Giants, Chicago Bears. You're flipping the coin. Which Giant team is going to show up? And they're banged up. Dayball, he ruined his team too in a way. When they lost Neighbors, their big the speedster running back, they should have been a little more. I'm coming. They should have been more careful with Scatterbo, but they weren't. So, and the Bears, they're home. They're on a roll. They won some games. New Orleans, Carolina. I told a nice guy on pregame.com to take Carolina for a survivor pool. So it has nothing to do with the point spread. So I want them to win. If Carolina gets upset by the Saints, I'll have egg on my face. I might not return. Arizona, Seattle. Jacoby Brissett is better than Murray, Kyler Murray. I said it. You can bash me all you want. I think Brissett is better. He just is. Okay, Detroit at Washington. Washington's in the dire straits. If Detroit gets a big lead at halftime, they might coast. They might put in some other players. Their offense is showing some signs of some creaking, but their defense is holding up. We'll see. And Philadelphia, Green Bay, that was going to be my other dog, but I can't go against Green Bay coming off of an embarrassing loss at home. I can't see them losing 2 in a row at home. The Eagles, they have 6 out of 8 games they've played this year, and they've been outgained. If Green Bay gets their offense moving, I think Philadelphia could be in a world of hurt. They're banging on the wall. I got dinner's ready. I got to go. Thank you. Hey, say something. Can you say something for the crowd?
Dinner's ready.
Thank you. Okay. See you next week. Thank you.